Hey, we back again, man. I'm crazy excited. Let me sit up in the chair, man, because I gotta come in here and talk to you guys today. Give you guys my undivided attention. Building. That's one of the biggest things. That's what the show was about today. Is building daily resilience. So I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys that are coming back today to really be with the show, be with me, your host, Brandon Abbey. This is Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Today we talking about, man, it's episode 7. Wow, episode 7, and we talking about building a daily resilience. Um, you gotta really understand that if you really have been through some things we talked about last week we really honed on overcoming anxiety and fear, right? Overcoming fear and anxiety, however you want to put it, right? They both are very important, right? They both are very important. And so what we have to look at it is overcoming daily anxiety and fear, or overcoming fear and anxiety. Yeah, whatever way you want to look at it, right? But what you do today is based on how you're planning your day out. Anxiety is the fear, is the future, and one of the biggest things that you will do is this thing called anxiety. Like you looking at the future. You're gonna get anxiety. It's natural. When you've never been in a space. Let me share this with you. If you've never been in a place in life, possibly will get anxiety because you've never experienced that space. And it's okay sometimes. It depends on how much anxiety that you receive, right? Like is how much anxiety you allow overtake you. See, you can be a first hand of anxiety, or you can allow anxiety to be a back foot to you. So that's one of the biggest things that like I'm absolutely working on. Like I said, even though I did a show last week on overcoming fear and anxiety, I'm not master at that. Like when I am honest, that's one of the biggest things about me. Like I am honest, not to say anyone else is anything other. For me personally, I'm gonna share with you because I have been through the experiences. That's why we're on battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. As you can see, I got my lovely shirt on today. If you would like a shirt, definitely let me know so we can be able to get you a shirt. I can get you the link and all of that stuff. So like let's plug in, man. Like that's freaking huge when we talk about anxiety though. It's very huge when we talk about anxiety. And so that is the absolutely thing. When you're going through something, right? We're going through it though. You having it, anxiety is one of those things. It's like it's like a road, you know, and I love analogies. So think about this. A road, one of those small roads that you've never been through. Yeah, like you've never been through these small roads, but you gotta go through it to get on the other side of it, right? Now you gotta go through with these one of these roads or these towns rather to get on the other side of it because you never experienced it before. And you're looking around like, man, it's dark. Man, it look broken down. Is there any lights in this town, right? We all have experienced that, right? I probably painted a picture or mine inside of the things right now. I know for me, I've been on several of those roads. Like I have, and that's the big thing. And so you going through the road, anxiety is left and right because you don't know what to expect. That's the biggest thing is you don't know what to expect in that road. So you kind of go through it and you're like, man, looking around. And once you get on the other side, you're like, oh, I got through it though. But you got to picture that. I got through it. And so I want you to stay there. I got through it. So And we can say, man, oh, this is just another road. Be cautious. You never been there before. Be cautious, but we're gonna get through that, right? Just like the each show, man. I'm coming on here, is I have to be able to, you know, deliver. There's just anything. I've never experienced podcasting before. However, we're continuing to do a lot of different things. Like last week, by the end of the show, we did 181,000 people. So I thank each and every one of you guys that absolutely came on here, and we're just running the numbers up, right? But also, let's subscribe on the YouTube. If you can right now, let's subscribe on YouTube. Go to your YouTube. If you can, go to your YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to your YouTube channel and subscribe. And it might be an old gift next week. I'm just, when I later on in the show, I will share some information that you can possibly receive something. I'm just saying. Just know, I'm not going to mention that right now. I'm not going to do that. I almost gave it too. But I am a man of my word. I really said last week that I was going to go and absolutely look up these two things. I talked about two things last week, and I went and looked them up, right? One of my favorite movies is a kid's movie. I definitely tell you that. The kids' movie is called Inside Out. If you've never watched Inside Out, when we were talking about anxiety and fear and anger and all that stuff, Inside Out, absolutely amazing movie. It's a Disney type of movie, but I watch that probably more than my daughter does. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that movie is amazing. I really got to, my therapist shared with me to watch it. I watched Inside Out 1, Inside Out 2. They got another one too. I haven't watched that one yet. But I definitely tell you to go watch it. If you've never watched it, it's one of those Disney movies that you will never forget. And I also mentioned last week was this here, right? Like, for real. I mentioned this, and I'm talking like this because I want to be a man of my word and have integrity by sharing the things that I am absolutely going by myself. And so, the name of the book it was called The 5 Levels of Attachment. Man, that book, crazy book. It's a crazy book. I read that book and also listened to the audiobook. And the book was dope. I was hands down. I got one of my friends. She definitely gave me one of my friends. She gave me the insight on that book, and it was definitely a recommended book. And so I definitely dove into it. Now you look at me now, attachments. So you got to look at those things. So I would definitely those are the two things those are some of the foundations that created who I am today. Like, honestly, those are the things that created, like, Inside Out movie. Man, I'll tell you, I don't make you a story. I love storytelling. That's one of the biggest things for me. I love storytelling. And 2023, my therapist shared with me to go and watch that movie. And I'll tell you. And she told me to go. I was resistant. I am not who I was then, now. Okay? I was very resistant to that. She said, hey, go watch Inside Out. That's a kid's movie, man. That's a kid's movie. I don't know. It's a kid's movie. Inside Out is a kid's movie. I watched it the first time, I fell asleep on it. Watched it the second time, fell asleep on it. I watched it. It took me 3 times, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it right after. I finish sleeping, right? Taking a nap. I'm gonna watch it then. I watched that movie. I watched it again, and I watched it again, and I watched it again. And because I watched it so many times, my daughter felt the same way. Product of her dad, right? Like, I was like, hey, babe, let's go watch this movie. She's like, no, Dad, I don't want to watch that. And And so that was the case. And so I finally got her to watch it. I said, "Come on, Bob, let's go watch the movie." Now, Dad, I don't want to watch that. Okay. She ended up watching it. She loves it now. So, man, hey, just so you know, man, we here. Resilience isn't just a reaction. Resilience is, it can level to crisis, and but if you are resilient enough, you will absolutely know. You'll know where you are in your space, and you have to understand where you are in your space. So you got to really plug into it, right? Lean into it. That's where I'm in this amazing course. I shared it last week. It's called Landmark Worldwide. I'm, and I was talking to a communications coach earlier today, and as I was talking to him, he said something that was very prominent for me. He said you got to lean into it. He said I've been in the work for 35 years. I've been doing the work for 35 years, but I just lean into it because our brains. He broke it down to me. Been somebody that's been doing the work for 35 years. He broke it down to me. He said even my brain, like he's like, he gave me the storyline of what he was doing before I texted him this morning. And he said, I was laying here with my wife. I texted him first thing this morning too, right after I dropped my daughter off at the bus stop. I texted him. I said, hey, I want to sign up for this thing. It's not working for me. He's like, he gave me a play-by-play what's going on in his mental. And he's like, okay. He's like, 3 minutes. He told me 3 minutes. I'll be the call in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. He gave me a call. And he gave me a play-by-play where he was laying in bed looking at politics, scrolling through some other stuff. And he's like, that's exactly what I was doing. I was looking at my favorite sports team, and he was looking at his sports team. He was looking at Detroit play, and all of that. So he was just like, when he seen me, he's like, I have been dedicated to doing the work and my commitment to ensuring that people are playing big in life. So he gave me his thought process on it. So that's what it absolutely was. And we just kind of rocked on with that. He shared with me. He's just been doing the work for a long period of time. So that's what makes the difference between, when you're talking about resilience and like his brain wanted to shut down and not do anything and probably text me back later, but he said, hey, I've been committed to doing whatever it is. And so it's that, knowing exactly where you are so you can be able to tap in with it, okay? So you got to think about that a lot of the times when we are in these spaces. Our brain wants to keep us safe. Fear, fight or flight mentality. Oh, I'll text that person back later. Even though we want to do things like, man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We just got to lock in with it and stay focused on it, okay? So let's dive in it, man. One of my favorite times. Oh, man. It's sports. We getting up on the sports now. We jumping on the sports. As you know, you may not know this. You may not know this. I've spent most of my time in Georgia. So therefore, I am a Georgia Bulldog fan as well as a Falcon fan. So I love them both. Okay? And I'm going to share the sports. I'm going to give everybody else sports, and all of that stuff. But I love me some sports. And sports goes into everything. Like really, when you really look at it, sports goes into everything. It absolutely you gotta be battle tested when you dive into sports. Because you don't know what exactly you're gonna lose, right? It goes back into the 5 levels of attachment. Like you started getting the 4 and 5 levels of attachment, like you will, I think in 5, you will go out and take somebody else's life. Or, if you think about it, you got to be resilient for a lot of things. It's like the 5 level of attachment, I'm going to give you, I think it was Charlottesville, Virginia, I think it was. But when, just the same in sports, when people drive their car in a crowd of people, that's a 5 level of attachment, right? That's the 5th level of attachment. You will go out, whatever it takes, for whatever party or anything attached to that to create the space. So is it like when somebody's playing soccer? Not so much in the United States. You don't hear about it, but you hear about it in other countries, like soccer teams or whatever, or football, as they call it. Football teams that are over there in Europe, they don't play about sports. I lived in Europe for 4.5 years. They don't play about sports. That's one thing they do not play about. It is sports. I tell you, sports. Play with the sports if you choose to. You might get cursed out. You might get beat up. I'm just saying. They do not play about sports. And I've drank at pubs. I went to different football games. They do not. I'd have went to London. I'd have went to Bury St. Edmunds. I'd have been to Ipswich. Like these places in England, by the way. If you've never been to England, so you've been to England through me. Okay? If you've never been there personally, you've been through there through me. Or if you live in England, you definitely like. If we shout out to whoever on here from England or the UK, because you definitely in Europe too, because you guys are definitely are a product of sports and football and all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely pretty cool though. So let me tell you a couple games, man. We had some overtime games. We had some finishes that was out of this world. I thought my Falcons was gonna lose again, but we pulled it off. We pulled it off, man. Like we absolutely pulled it off against the Washington Commanders. We beat them. Now we're sitting on 2-2 in our division. In the league, actually. We're sitting on 2-2, and that's the biggest thing for me. You gotta lock in with my team. Man, unfortunately though, I don't even want to see it. Unfortunately though, Alabama Roll Tide came to Georgia and knocked us off. We haven't lost 33 home games. 33 home games. We lost 24-21. I fell asleep. I was watching the game and I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, are you serious, bro? Like that was the first thing I thought about it. I was like, are you serious? Really? So we're going to stop at 33. 33 is a great number, by the way. But we're going to stop at 33 against the Alabama. Now I got to hear these guys. No, I was about to say we got to hear those guys' mouth until next year. Nah, we ain't got to hear their mouth until next year. You know what? We're going to see them later on this year. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go ahead and call it. We're going to see them in the SEC championship game. Watch. Because there's nobody in the East that's going to knock us off. If they make it in the West. If. It's a big if, though. So I believe in my team. Even though we lost one. We got knocked down to, I think, number 11 in the standing. I'm like number 5 by losing that game. But we're going to redeem this up this week. We put, our guys got put on a big stage, though. So we're going to redeem ourselves. So I ain't worried at all. I ain't worried at all. I'm not worried at all. But I just know that when we talk about battle-tested football, you got to talk about football, though. When you talk about battle-tested, you got to talk about football. You got to talk about baseball. Oh, my gosh, baseball. Baseball is one of those sports. Baseball is one of those sports, though. I tell you, like, that blow, like, you got 3, man, if you're a baseball fan, my Braves didn't make it. I think they finished like 12, 13 games, under 500. It's okay. It's all right. It's cool. We didn't, everybody got to win. It's cool. It's like the Little League. Everybody got to win, right? Like, you give everybody a trophy. Somebody else got to get a trophy. We just got the trophy in 21. It's good. We roll back out with it. Right during COVID time, we got the trophy. Right? Like we took it. That was probably hard. Like most people say the COVID. I'm just gonna get the side note. Let's talk about sports still, but most people said that the bubble, right, was that was a gimme. All right. When you gotta think about your mental health, right? You got to think about your mental health, and it's going to carry over into later on um, me talking about beyond the uniform too. But your mental health is very important. It is absolutely important. And you've been in a bubble, not can't go nowhere, right? Can't go nowhere, and you not being able to go anywhere, and you freaking having to figure it out. You having to figure it out. You have to really figure it out and win a championship. We're talking about in the bubble for 2 months, and you still win a championship. Well, most people think it's easy to win that. Oh, I wouldn't see. I ain't take no type of thought on that myself because, like I said, I did 10 months in Iraq. You know, I was a young airman. We talked about what was I was like 21 years old, 21 years young, and you know, man, like we were supposed to do, we just do 6 months, and then you expected to do 6 months, and then it come back. President Bush did the whole surge in Iraq. They put in another 50,000 troops or whatever ridiculous number, and because of the surge, oh my gosh, it was. And I was at a internment facility too, so oh, as I think about it, it still brings back the memories, right? Even though it's been almost 20 years since I left there, still brings back the memories. But back on football, so I understand when you're talking about you gotta have real self discipline. Like when you are a player, you gotta have that ability to have. You gotta block everything out. You got the news. You really have to block everything out. So I understand when it comes down to these guys and they playing sports. I really stick to that, and you know, like people's lives, they actually gotta. We're all human, right? Like you got to think about it. We're all human, and human reactions, and man, oh, you could have did that. Everybody is a Monday morning quarterback. You should have did this. You should have did that. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. But one of the biggest things I heard LeBron say this week is from Theodore Roosevelt. The man in the arena. If you ain't never experienced that, quit talking about what he should have did. You ain't never experienced that level of resiliency of LeBron, prime example, going to he went to like 8 NBA finals back to back to back. And you're talking about like, oh, is this right? Man, come on now. Man won 4 championships. Number one scorer all time. And we're not gonna have that conversation. Right? Like he's already talking about walking away from the league and rightfully so. Number year 23, bananas. He already got you know what I mean? Over 50,000 points. Ridiculous between the league and the playoffs. Number one all-time scorer in the playoffs. We ain't gonna talk about that, right? So basketball about to kick off, and I think that's the reason why I kicked on that anyway. But basketball about to kick off, and I'm excited about basketball. I love LeBron. It sucks that he's going to be gone, but we got a lot of new players. Oklahoma won a championship last year. I don't think they're going to do anything this year, but man, let me tell you about them 49ers, though. They almost lost last night. Sure did. Hey, them Rams came back for sure. Sent them in overtime, and the 49ers barely kicked the field goal and took the win. So I will definitely tell them 49ers, don't shortchange people no more. You're gonna miss out. Right? You're gonna be sitting on the sideline come January, February, not make the playoffs. Like you gotta have that winning mentality though. You gotta, that's the biggest thing, is resilience. It goes back to resilience. You gotta be resilient and I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because a lot of people already talk about it anyways. Like I have conversations with people and they'll say, oh, what about your team though? What about your team to the New England Patriots? You're like, come on, bro. It's the only thing you can say. Like we talking about it. It's been almost 10 years ago. That's the only thing you can say. Yes, my team gave, you know, I mean, you got to think about New England Patriots. They was very resilient. Tom Brady, one of the greatest, the greatest quarterback, the GOAT of all time. When you're talking about that guy, yeah, the best of the best. And and you got to really look at that piece and just having that self discipline. And you can see it in your mind. I want it better than them. That's what it comes down to sometimes. I want it better than them. I want it way better than them. Right? I don't know if y'all guys hear it. I didn't mention it last week or 2 weeks ago, but Tom Brady just came out of retirement again. He's about to partner with the Saudi Arabia to throw a flag football tournament in March. Flag football tournament in March. So if you haven't heard about, that's breaking news for you because Tom Brady is coming out of retirement. He's out of retirement. Him and Gronk, they both got out of retirement, so they're going to go play football because Saudi Arabia was about to drop a bag for them. Saudi Arabia is putting a lot of money in a lot of different things. They just put it in boxing. They run a boxing. They got some boxing matches out. They got some money in wrestling. They got some money in now flag football. They're bringing a lot of entertainment. I've seen this on YouTube, but WWE WrestleMania 2027 will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. In Riyadh. That's bananas. That's bananas. You know, March, April. Man, I used to be a wrestling fan. Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was my guy. That's in the sports and entertainment space too. So if you don't know, you got to have a lot of resilience for that. You got to have that winning mentality, and a lot of resilience. You got to execute, and you got to do a lot of things. So I would definitely say sports and championships, they all go together, and you got to tap in with that, right? Like you got to have that championship mentality. I deserve this, and you got to be on point, right? Like I'm excited, man. I sat down earlier today. Like I said, I still get when your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations kind of start intertwining. You be like, whoa! Like you get like I'm gonna tell you guys how I was earlier today because it's in the sports section too, but it's kind of talking about anxiety and resilience. It's resilient too, anxiety and fear and all that. Early today, I had a big meeting. I'll be talking about it here shortly, but I had a huge meeting. And yeah, it was really big, really big. Like I spoke about this 10 years ago. Said I want to do this, right? And I've been really connecting with myself and being an understanding. Like I have some major things I'm going to be announcing here shortly. Like I haven't mentioned, but this right here came about, and I said, that's the reason why I talked to DC earlier. I said, that's the reason why I was told to do this. That's the reason. Because boom. So, I don't want to announce it yet. But I know I'll be keeping a lot of things. I'm not going to keep too many things in the bag. I just want to be able to present it the right way. I don't want to just like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Just waving your hands in the air, act like you just don't care. I don't want to be doing that. I want to be able to, share the information, articulate, right? I know I'm an articulate person. However, I want to have it put together. So when I do present it, it's presented the right way. But we're going to have a lot of sponsors coming forward. I just want you guys to know that. A lot of different things is going to be rocking here shortly. But I want you guys to be on the lookout for that and just know we are in this thing together and we're locked in. We're locked in. And so I'm excited about these adventures that are coming about and it's just about lifestyle and what you desire to have in life. And I'm so grateful of the opportunity that was presenting with me. Um, yeah, I am so excited about it. As I was sitting there, I'm listening. You get this, and you get this thing in your stomach. You like, wow, this excitement. I know you guys probably have felt it before when you want to jump out of your seat, but you're gonna fear too a little bit. You like anxiety a little bit, like you like walking like robot type deal. You don't know, but it absolutely is exciting to be able to be in that space and create the things that we are destined to do. Right? The present moment is the only moment available to us. It's the door to all moments, and that's what I want to share with you guys. The present moment is the only moment available to us. It's the door to all moments. And so when you're present in this moment right now, this is absolutely what we have going on. So I want to be able to share that with you guys or whatever, but and that's the thing. That you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing is it's just leveling out, being able to position everything in the right spaces and aligning yourself up. So resilient. If you don't be resilient, you will never make it to what you're destined to do. If you don't be resilient, like some people, we got goals, dreams, and aspirations, and we quit on them. Those goals and dreams and aspirations, so we allow somebody else to take us off our focus on our goals I personally share with people. I'm so thankful to my therapist. Shout out to Shirley St. Juice. Man, shout out to her for real. That's my therapist. She got an amazing life coaching business and counseling business or whatever. So shout out to her. I would not be who the person I am today if it wasn't for that lady though. And so shout out to her. And so if she's listening, hey, shout out to you for real because she helped me through a lot of resilience and really understanding my power and the resilience behind it. So shout out to her. You guys get to hear me today because of her, right? And 2.5 years of work, we continue to build. And we're doing some great things in this space. So, I need somebody to talk to. I think we all need somebody to talk to, but that's just my personal. Shout out to that though. So, having endured some things in this space of life and resilience, but I say that to say that she was the person that don't allow people to take you where they want to take you. Don't allow you to hook your hitch on everybody else's wagon. You're not meant to go everywhere else. You have greatness within you, and take yourself where you need to go. If their visions align, go for it. If their visions don't align, you got to be. And I love Landmark Worldwide, and it gives you the ability to complete conversations. And so when their vision is aligned with yours, when their visions align with yours, move forward. Don't allow anybody to really take you to hook your hitch on everybody else's, and then you are, like you get anxiety and you get all these different things that's going on in you, and you're not putting your best foot forward. So everything I'm doing, and I share with people. Let me tell you one thing about me now. I would have a complete conversation with people. Like, does this align with this? Does it? If it doesn't, I'm okay. I'm okay with saying no. I used to, let me tell you, going through this journey, resilient, I wouldn't be who I am today. I had to go within and know who I am to be able to tap into who I'm destined to be. I have to know who I am to tap into who I'm destined to be, right? And that is absolutely you. Everybody that's listening on this call, you have this thing called greatness within you. You have this thing called greatness within you. And you can take this thing from good to great if you allow yourself to. From good to great. That's a book too. From good to great. Tony Robbins wrote this book, Unlocking the Power Within. I read that book in 2013. Listened to it in 2013. Unlocking the Power Within. Powerful book. Definitely recommend, but From Good to Great is another powerful book. And I would definitely say The Power of Now, that's another powerful book. So when you talk about like these books that, you want to lock who this person is, 10x, 10x, 10x rule. Like I'm not promoting anybody's book or whatever, but 10x rule. This is a book. And it's an amazing book. I would definitely say read. These books are, tap into who you're supposed to be. Like you're supposed to get something out of it. That's a book, so you can find it where you find it at. It's on Amazon and it's on a lot of different places. So, but man, let me tell you, this is another. You have segments in this space to stay on point. And you have segments to stay on point. And one of my most prominent segments that I love, it's a new segment that we started just recently. And it's called Battle Tested Beyond the Uniform. Battle Tested Beyond the Uniform. I absolutely love this segment because this segment talks about me as a veteran. If you didn't know, if you just your first time listening in, my name is Brandon Abbey. I'm an 8.5 year Air Force veteran, 2 tours in Iraq, 1 Afghanistan, 1 in Ecuador. Right? So you connected with me. Now we're related. Okay. Now we're related. So I talk about Beyond the Uniform because we got a lot of people out there, and I love this segment today. Like I love this episode today because resilience. It absolutely requires you to tap in to a space. Man, for you to tap into a space that you ain't never experienced before. You to tap into a space that you ain't never experienced before. And I know for me, this space right here, this thing could be happening a lot though. Like as a veteran, the unknown is very wow. It's very wild. Like the unknown for a veteran is very wild, and for everybody else too, I'm sure. Like it's very wild. I say that because it says wow because of the fact that you don't know what the government does, right? You don't know what the government does. Like, I stay out of the politic thing. I just stay out of it. I stay out of it because, people we talk about don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, right? You will lose a friend. I just stay out of it. I attempt to keep my anxiety down low, like the temperature. So I just stay out of it. I was actually about to go into politics. I don't know if I shared this before, but I was only 5 months. Yep, I was 5 months from running for city council. 5 months from running for city council. And I was going to do city council for about 2 to 4 years. Then I was going to run for state representative for the state of Georgia, for the area I was living in. Unfortunately, my wife passed away. It redirected everything I had going on. Best decision out of life, for me to leave everything and focus on my kids. That's the best thing ever. But we go on a government shutdown. Like when I was in the military, we had a government shutdown. And I was like, man, bro, like we didn't know we were gonna get paid. You got people serving the United States military, don't know, and some of them are around the world protecting us. And you don't know if they're gonna get paid. They don't know if their family's gonna get taken care of. They got guns, you got people at war. Oh my man. Like, you got people at war. You don't know if your kids daycare is going to get taken care of. You don't know if these programs at school are going to get taken care of. You don't know anything, no these grants or these federal loans or student loans, or you don't know anything when the government shuts down. Like I said, I'd stay away from this conversation, but this is something. I was in the military and that joint happened. Because I was like, I think we got paid half of what we were supposed to get paid. I think I was a staff sergeant at the time. I was like, oh my God, are you serious, bro? Like, are you serious? I'm like, we ended up getting paid and all that stuff. But that joint blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind, though. And so I salute to every veteran out there. Salute to every active duty military, reserve, guard, like around the world. Because guys, you guys deserve to be like, they don't pay us enough. I laced on the boots. Like, if I have my uniform around here somewhere, I'll show you. I've laced on the boots, man. Like, it's like, yeah, it's not something to play with. I played at a high level with it, and so I ain't just telling you about it. I'm actually, I be about it, right? Man, I don't want to be talking about that too much, man, because I can get emotional about that one right there. Because beyond the uniform, I just think about like veterans and Social Security and these people that have served in World War One, World War Two, and Vietnam, and these people that have served in freaking Desert Storm and Iraq and Afghanistan and Bosnia and all these different places that gets VA benefits. They don't know if they're gonna get paid or not. Like next month, they don't know the next month, the next month. While other people are living it, they're not gonna have that conversation. Calm down, Brandon. Calm down. Not gonna talk about it. Gonna leave it alone. Gonna leave it alone. Right, but this month right here is October. Breast awareness. Breast cancer awareness month. Breast cancer awareness month. But hey, shout out to all the women that have beat breast cancer aware, and that have beat. Like, I can't get my words together. Shout out to all the women that have had breast cancer and they have survived. And my condolences to the people that had breast cancer that didn't survive. May your family, may the spirit be with your family through the time. But the people that have, breast cancer awareness month right here, it's that pink month. You see a lot of people only wear pink in this month, right? So shout out to those women and men. And men have breast cancer as well. If you may or may not know, but they do. But next month, we directed. Next month is Veterans Day, right? November 11th. It's Veterans Day, man, and I want to shout out to all the veterans out there that are surviving, that are thriving, that are doing some amazing things in the world, being a support system to one another, to the world, and keeping this country going, right? Like, you got a lot of people that have done this thing called life, and we got about, I think it's only 1%, probably 1%, 2% of the people that have served in the military. Like, you think about that, that's huge, right? We got about, I think it's about 343 million people in the world, in the United States, rather. And I think it's been about 34 million people that have served, in the military. So shout out to those guys, man. Like, we as a veteran, you've experienced a veteran. Like DC's a veteran. That's how we met, me and DC. Just come find out, if you don't know who DC is, DC is Station Shout out to DC. He's a veteran himself. He was Air Force. That's we connected on that. And then we both was a cop in the military. Right? We connected on that. And then DC's just a dope individual. So shout out DC. Anyways, DC doing something great and amazing, impacting people's lives at an amazing level. So we just create a foundation, a daily foundation of, what life looks like for it. And so that's one of the biggest things is as a veteran, we are doing a lot of different things. And so you got to look at that, right? You got to look at that. Okay. So look at what that is. Like veterans have created about 1.9 to 2.5 million veteran-owned businesses. 1.9 to 2.5 million veteran-owned businesses. 9.1% of the U.S. economy, man, 9.1% of U.S. businesses is over $1 trillion, and that comes from veteran-owned businesses and their annual receipts, right? So this is data. It's data. It's not data I created. I went and looked it up. Data not I created, but I went and looked it up. So, but I tell you, shout out to these veterans, man. They just doing their thing, and just a moral story. You know, if you're a veteran and you feel some type of way about what's going on, there's a lot of resources out here. It's a lot of resources out here. We're in, you know, you might be older, take a class, learn from a young person, allow the young person to guide you. You've guided them before. Allow the young person to guide you. You've guided them before, and step into it. Like God said earlier today, step into it. You can do whatever you choose to do. You just gotta do it, right? Like AI gives us all a type of advantage that we ain't never had before. It's like if you really understand it, AI is the new internet. If you understood the internet back in 99, 2000, AI is the new internet. And if you don't get in front of it, you will be left behind. You will be left behind. Just know that. Just know that. So the moral of the story, get with somebody, partner with people. Is enough out here for everyone. People get so trapped on what's enough for me. Partner with people. Is enough out here for everyone. So that's what I want to share with you guys. That's the moral of the story. Partner with a young person. You know, partner with a young person. If you're a veteran, you don't understand something, partner with somebody else. Partner with somebody else. You bring something to the table, they bring to y'all merge, y'all partnership, y'all create this space, man. That person ain't got to be a veteran, but you are the veteran. You get 100%, or you get a disabled owned business. Boom, you can be able to bring that in. You just got to have at least 51% of the. You got to have 51% of the day-to-day operations of the business. Okay, so I want to share that with you guys. And so, talk about a veteran though. I'm gonna share this with you guys, and then we're gonna rock it on to the next level. So, and hey, my line brother, man, he got a book coming out. I had the ability to publish this book for him under his company, consulting and all of that stuff. But he's launching his book on October 30th. I'm crazy excited for him. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, this is my line brother, my military fraternity, Kappa Lambda Chi, Military Fraternity Incorporated, right? National Line, Alpha Chi. We are doing some amazing things, man. This guy, and guess what, guys? Hey, guess what, guys? I'm actually going to be interviewing him next week on October 10th, right? So you're going to see me in the studio. I know the last time, and I thought about this a moment ago. The last time my other frat brother, he actually got sick, right? He had to get sick. He went in the hospital. I know I talked about it, but he's going to be, I got something in the future for that too. But I just thought about it a moment ago, but he got sick, went in the hospital. He had a crazy illness, and that was the case. But my line brother here, he's going to be here next week. He lives in Atlanta, so you ain't got to worry about that. He lives in Atlanta. I'm going to be coming to, we're going to be locked in, okay? I want you to know, you see the shirt, battle tested. We just got battle tested, really. But this guy, you want to hear his story next week? I'm going to have we're going to get to the nitty gritty. I want you to know that. We're going to get to the nitty gritty next week. Just know that. We're going to get to the nitty gritty next week. You're going to learn about Dr. Mikhail Alexander. This guy got a PhD. Man, I'm excited because, I was able to do my brother's book, and his birthday, he's about to be, I don't want to hit it. I ain't going to tell his birthday, but he got a birthday coming up at the end of the month. His book is going to be launching then. There you go, right there. But we're going to hop on to this next segment, and we're going to rock and roll. But I want you guys to just know, I'm going to give you guys some marching orders, right? You got to take these things. One small daily resilience rep. One small daily resilience rep. Write it down. Like, I want to complete this right here. Like, this is what I've been fearing for a while. I want to complete this right here. And when you do that, boom. That could be 5 minutes of meditation. That could be running around. That can be, that can be doing some exercise. That could be a 5-minute meditation, right? 5-minute meditation session. That can be running around, right? Doing exercises. That can be connecting with yourself, divine oneness. That can be listening to some jazz music. I love jazz music, by the way. And that could be a 10-minute walk around the corner. All right? So it could be whatever you choose to be. But here's going to call action, though. Here's what I want you to do. If that's something you did, I want you to type in, I want you to hashtag, we on social media, right? So you see my social media posting everywhere. If you didn't hear it, if you actually listening to it, right? At Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0. At Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok. And so here's what I want to call action. I want to tell you to go ahead and I want you to do something. Post it. I want you to hashtag battle tested live. Hashtag battle tested live. I want you to do something that's resilient. Do something that's resilient to help get the flow of things and help walk in. Hey, before I started this call today, I was, because of the long day, I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I went for a walk. I went to the walk down to the block, came back. Walked to the block again, came back. Right? So that was my walk. That's something that, having gone through so many different things in so many different spaces, you got to really sit down and chop it up with yourself. Like, really write down some goals, dreams, and aspirations. Somebody asked me just recently, like, have you hit your goals, dreams, and aspirations this year? And I started listening to them now. I'm like, wow, I've completed some things this year. We ain't finished yet though, right? Like, the year's not up. We in the fourth quarter, right? We in the fourth quarter. Don't think, I completed my. Nope. Let's get it. Like, I just put on something today. Let's get it. Let's go, right? Let's sit down with yourself, create that vision just for the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is when championships are won. You better ask the New York, New England Patriots. That's how they won the championship against the Falcons. And that's why I'm laughing. That's how they won the championship against the Falcons. Fourth quarter is when championships are won. Right? Sitting down with yourself. If you don't understand something, sit down with get somebody else. Get 2 more people. Get a whole vision for yourself. Create the vision and be able to articulate the vision to somebody else. You don't have to know how it's all going to work out. You do not have to know how it's all going to work out. You do not have to know how it's all going to work out. You have to go by, you got to use this mantra. I am faith and belief. That's it. I am faith and belief. And get out the way. The strand of three strands. Okay? 3 strands connected can create something special. Like this 100-year-old guy told me this, and I always kept this alive. And this guy, he shared this with me, and I think I've shared it with you guys before. He said, partner with people is enough out here for everyone. People get so trapped on what's enough for me. Partner with people is enough out here for everyone. That guy ended up passing away 2 months later. And so I always kept that. I carried that along with me I share with people, so many people, right? But get out the bed, even though it's a difficult morning, get out the bed, get out, get out and moving, get moving, make those financial decisions, clean up some stuff. Let's get to moving. Let's go. Let's go. Choose who is there to support you. Find your support team. Find your team. Find who is there for to support you. And that's the thing, man. Like, you really, really got to tap into your power. How much power you have. You are a light in this world. I want you to understand that. You, the person that's listening to this or like looking at me right now, you are an absolute power in this world. You are an absolute power in this world. I want to look you right in the camera. Say, you are an absolute power in this world. And you have to, absolutely have to tap in. Don't just be over here on Fridays. Tap in to Battle Tested Discord channel, right? Battle Tested Discord channel. Make sure you tap into it. Or tap into me on social media. Let's tap into social media. Like, we're going to get this thing going. We're going to take this thing to the next level. Life is absolutely what you make it. Life is absolutely what you make it. Let me tell you, I would not be here today if I didn't have resilience. Building those daily resilient moments and building daily resilient moments. Because guess what? The present moment is the only moment available to us. It's the door to all moments. So here's where I want to leave off for you guys today, man. Definitely go on my Discord channel. Follow me on the Discord channel. Follow me on. Let's tap in. We can tap in. Let's build a community. Let's build a community. Let's tap in. Let's get your ebook. If you haven't gotten your ebook, tap into the community. You want an ebook? You seen the cover of it last week. You want an ebook? Let's tap into it, right? Let's lean into it, right? Lean into it. If somebody been in the work for 35 years and they still lean into it, lean into it. So here's what I want to leave with you. One day at a time, one moment at a time. Next week, 5 o'clock. Man, you got my line brother that's going to be here. Let's get it. Let's go. I'll see you next week on Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brain.